Still with the news, food security impacted with load shedding escalating as South Africa enters the summer crop planting season, having local farmers worried about the prevailing situation. Now, scheduled blackouts, known as load shedding, have burdened Africa's most industrious economy for years, with state-owned energy Eskom failing to keep pace with demand and maintain its aging local power infrastructure. Let's hear details of that in this report.
South Africa's agricultural sector is heavily reliant on electricity. It was a stressful time for farmers when the country hit stage 6 load shedding a few months ago and plunged the country into power cuts of up to 12 hours a day.
Our irrigation systems were completely under strain when we had to pump water. We didn't have the water because of the load shedding. So then your crop, you lose the crop because you can't make wet when it needs to be wet, irrigated when it needs to be irrigated.
If you think about the primary level of agriculture, about all of our fruit and vegetables is irrigated. And if you think about staple grains, about 20% of the maize is irrigated, half of wheat is irrigated, and also about 15% of soybeans is irrigated. So when you have interruptions, the impact is quite heavy.
Robbie Boardinghouse lost a third of his wheat crop in December, but is still expecting good maize and soybean harvests.
It's a very short period that everyone has to get the crop off. And that's why it's necessary for the silos and everyone to be prepared and not to have to worry about the load shedding. And I mean, that goes with extra implications, new generators, bigger generators to be able to run the stuff when Eskom is on load shedding.
A slight let-up in power cuts, good summer rains, and measures including cuts in diesel levies for farmers and power usage has assisted in limiting disruption to food production.
So that has assisted to ensure that facilities that are crucial for food security are not completely offline, because we can operate our food facility as long as there is no power for maybe 2 hours a day. The minute it goes beyond that, it becomes an issue.
With modern farming practices ever more reliant on electricity for crop irrigation, processing and storage, load shedding is having a huge impact on agricultural output. The good news for South African consumers is there will be enough food on the shelves, but extra costs incurred by farmers to keep operations going means that consumers will have to fork out more for their groceries over the next few months.